All right, this week we go to Memphis.
That was my line. No.
Go for it.
Hello, this week we make it to Memphis.
And we encounter some more fog.
And a tree almost hit us.
What, a tree? What? How's that happen? This is our trawler, Hobo, a 1984 Sundowner Tug 30.
We are on an adventure to complete a 6,000-mile journey called America's Great Loop.
Memphis, home of blues, soul, and rock and roll, was a major milestone on our route down the lower Mississippi.
Alton to Memphis, it was 434 miles.
Which means we've been on the lower Mississippi for a little longer than we actually did the unbridled upper Mississippi.
When arriving to a city by boat, it's a little bit different than arriving by car.
It's immediate immersion. There's no suburbs or interstate gridlock to worry about. It's 1 minute you're on the water and the next minute you are downtown.
Mud Island Marina is one of the only fuel stops on the lower Mississippi. They were very accommodating, and they even have a cute little pup named Charlie.
Mud Island River Park was just up the hill from the marina. It is super cool. It has a replica lower Mississippi all the way from Cairo to New Orleans.
The park is currently under construction. We'd love to go back and see a show, possibly at the amphitheater that overlooks the harbor and the downtown.
Cape Girardeau. Being the first day off the boat in days, we wanted to continue to stretch the legs, so naturally we went to Bass Pro.
We could see the bridge from the marina, and every half an hour they did a light show. Now that we're topped up on fuel, water, laundry, and stretch our legs, we're ready for the next leg of our journey.
Anytime we're near a major city, the traffic increases. This was obviously true in St. Louis, Cairo, Cape Girardeau, and definitely true here around Memphis. There were a couple Corps of Engineer boats towing another, and then a Coast Guard buoy boat, and then a whole lot of tow traffic.
We had planned to anchor in this slack harbor for the evening, but there was active dredging and we couldn't get through, so we went for plan B.
And quite honestly, I think plan B was better. You can see how secluded we are and protected. And it's hard to beat that.
This has been one of our favorite anchorages so far. This is our 6th continuous day of traveling.
I ended up taking a week of vacation so that we could do a large portion of the lower Mississippi on consecutive days. We felt this was going to be needed just based on how much food we can carry, our water capacity, and knowing that we would have limited, if any, services.
Even though this is the not normal route, you still feel like you're not completely alone when you're traveling on the river. You see tows, you see towns. This is where we were seeing quite a few houses just right there on the river. So you still feel like you're safe and can get help if you need it.
We've only just begun looping, but we've already encountered fog and frost and some high winds and of course rain. So when we get a nice day, we really do enjoy the sun, the puffy white clouds.
We found this spot right off the channel to anchor for the night. We took the dinghy out and went down around the island just to kind of explore and play in the sand.
Even with the drone shots, it's hard to see the scale and understand how much sand is truly in this one spot. We planned the anchorages ahead, and this one happened to be at mile marker 558. We encountered the tip of the island, the north side, at 565. We're averaging about 10 miles an hour, so those 7 miles take us over 40 minutes from the time we get to the island to the time we get around the island.
We stopped here because it was a marked anchorage and was off the channel and was safe and secure. We didn't know if there would be an opportunity to explore.
This is the adventure that I was hoping we would have on our Great Loop. Not necessarily hitting the hot spots where everybody goes, but finding these super cool niche locations that maybe nobody's really stepped foot on before.
Is this rock or sand?
Need a dinghy to get to shore. Ours is 8.5 feet. It's pretty short. It doesn't necessarily track very well, especially because it's a roll-up bottom, but it fits where it needs to fit. It's lightweight, and the little electric motor that we have has been a really good pairing with it.
The morning started off with a light haze, but otherwise favorable conditions.
This will be our third day since Memphis. We have plenty of fuel. Our burn rate is pretty darn phenomenal. So we don't need to fuel up, but I know other loopers in years prior have been able to acquire fuel at Greenville, which is nearby. I think it's just a short left-hand turn.
We utilized another slack harbor for the evening to anchor. It was a working harbor, so they were working all night long, so we did have some noise, but otherwise it wasn't too bad.
We have had the best sunrises and sunsets. Not sure if it's a Mississippi River thing or it's just dumb luck and everybody had it this way. Look at this morning. It started off really good and it got even better. You'd think I was playing these images in reverse order, but I'm not.
Our view quickly changed to a haze that we had the day prior. Call back, and the haze quickly grew into the fog.
Unfortunately, the fog thickened right as we made the turn into Vicksburg. And it's industrial. There's no safe place to necessarily pull over here.
We pushed through slowly for a little bit until we found a spot that had some wing dams that we felt safe to kind of hang out in until it lifted.
The drone is stationary here, so note how far we drift from the time I leave the pilot house to when I actually get the anchor dropped.
Having AIS here was really important. It made us feel more comfortable to kind of push through on some of the lighter fog areas because we could see the tows on AIS and talk to them and make sure we were all safe.
We sat for about an hour waiting for it to clear up, and then, well, it cleared up.
This was the first cruiser that we had seen since the Upper Mississippi.
Not long after, we encountered this much larger boat, 118 feet. We chatted on the radio briefly, and I think it was safe to say he was surprised to see us where we were on the Mississippi.
Chose an anchorage called Waterproof Bar. We weren't for sure if we were going to be able to get in or not based on the reviews and the water levels, but we ended up having around 7 feet below us. After we anchored and settled in, we went for a little dinghy ride and explored the sand island and decided that this was a perfect spot to hang out for the week while Jake worked.
Greetings from the planet Arrakis. We're on a worm.
We couldn't really ask for a more protected anchorage, yet we started monitoring this small little stick that was floating down our direction. It was getting closer and they seemed to be coming right at us, so we ended up moving the boat about 100 feet further up. And sure enough, it went exactly where we were anchored. Ended up being probably over 40 feet long and 10 or 12 inches in diameter. So pretty glad we saw this one before it drug us along with it. Oh, Monday through Thursday, I did the work thing. We used Starlink, solar power. Went really well.
During our adventures in the dinghy, we saw a whole bunch of these little turtles, and they would just, once they saw us, they just plop right in the water.
We had no expectations for this, but Tuesday night, went outside, checked out north, and boom, northern lights visible with the naked eye from Louisiana. Crazy.
I just fell.
Oh, okay. I thought you did that on purpose. I'm like, what the
I was like, I did it, and then I fell.
All right, next week, hopefully we wrap up the lower Mississippi.
We hit the Atchafalaya, I believe. I keep calling it Falafel River.
And we'll kind of go through the stats of our inland river trip and try to tie it all together. That's a gross mustache.
Yeah. We'll get rid of it soon.